Alright guys, BLM here. We're back. It's been a few days, I think. I don't remember last time I recorded. Either way, we're back. More House of Ashes. I guess we have to rewatch this again. That's kind of annoying. Whatever. Yeah, we're like around halfway through the game, I think. I did just look up like the number of scenes. And yeah, we're like pretty much halfway. Which, I'll be honest, I thought we were further in. But, I don't know.
Eric? Eric! Where are you? You've outdone yourself this time, puppy dog.
I'm actually getting a relatively early start.
Nick?
Today.
Jason?
It's what, 11:30 something, 11:40. That's something. Getting earlier than normal. So I'll play a little bit here. I am going to be busy for like an hour or so tomorrow morning. So I'll try to play some of this tomorrow as well. I really would like to have this done as quickly as possible. So. I was debating over whether or not I should play Little Nightmares and try to do that before Horizon. Little Nightmares 1 and 2. At this point, that's not happening. But we might play Foreclosed. Which is supposed to be like a really, really short game. So I might play that, and then... To be honest, I don't even know if it's even worth starting Far Cry 6 at this point. And what, Horizon comes out a week from today. So... Or tomorrow. Well, yeah, from tomorrow, I guess, technically, because it's not past midnight.
What the hell?
And depending on when my copy arrives, I may not be able to play it right away. But we'll see. Either way, I think we will try to play Foreclosed, though, after this. And then, like, after that, I don't know. We may or may not start Far Cry 6. We'll see. Oh, no, this is where I came from. You know, actually, this is the podcast. I don't really care. Wait. Where's it?
So many amazing dynamics, I thought.
Yeah, this is where I came from. God damn it.
Hello everyone and welcome to IJP's coverage of Australian Survivor Blood vs. Water. I'm your host Shannon Gus, here to talk about week 2. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm a little giddy. that we get to see the Queen work her magic, pull off 2 blindsides this week. I also love the twist. I love the challenge in episode 5. Like, so many amazing dynamics, I thought, happening across the week. So I have someone really, really fun to talk about this week with. Now, please welcome a standout player from Survivor 41 who was a joy to watch and is also a recent convert to Australian Survivors who will get all those thoughts. It is their first ever Survivor recap. Take that, Rob. It's the great Evie Gigoda. Evie, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Shannon. I'm so excited to be here. I've been having so much fun. This is my first ever season of Australian Survivor. And yeah, I cannot wait. I can't believe I'm talking to you. I'm very, very excited.
I'm very, very excited. I mean, I feel like you've come off Survivor 41 and you're just like, this is your 3rd RHAP podcast in about a month, right? Like, you're just like part of RHAP now. It's great.
I mean, well, the thing is, I was a super fan of Survivor, but I was possibly even more so a super fan of the Rob is a Podcast community. So, it's like all these podcasts that I used to just listen to want me to talk back to them. So how can I pass that up?
Yeah, you're in the show now, which is great. And we were talking about this a little bit offline, but like I was kind of asking you how you are, but I feel that is part of the fact that you have jumped onto Australian Survivor in the last 2 weeks. Also, Celebrity Big Brother. And just like, how are you doing this? That is, what is that, like 7 episodes of reality television a week? Like, that's so much content. Like, why is this your life now?
Literally on Saturday, there was no new episode of either Celebrity Big Brother or Australian Survivor, and I was like, what do I do today?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I did watch an old season of Celebrity Big Brother is what I did.
Oh my God. In one day?
Pretty much. It's not really that many episodes. It took 2 days.
Yeah.
This is making me sound really sad. I'm good. I'm good. Since the show, for anyone that's listening, I finished my PhD. I have a new job that I am really liking. And I swear I do, and spend a lot of time doing that in addition to watching TV. But yeah, I feel like, I've been back from Survivor since like May, and for most of that time I felt pretty reluctant to watch any like CBS or like any competition shows really in general, just because it like stressed me out and like started overthinking about my game or just it put me, it was too much, and I really feel like this week with this Australian season as well as the Celebrity Big Brother, I feel like it's like these seasons are so fun and like they finally feel like the stakes for me. It's like I'm past the over emotional investment, and I just get to like. I feel like this week I became a regular fan again, and I'm just like actually like living in the joy of just getting to like watch these and not be on them. Even though being on it was fun, but it's more fun to watch when you're not on it. I have to say.
Yeah, well, it's probably like that immersion therapy. Like you really just have to blast past any of those feelings when you're on hour 4 on night 3 of Australian Survivor, and there's so much going on, and I feel like it's so different to what you played that there's almost maybe enough of that disparity to kind of like help you wade back into Survivor, because I mean, to talk about what Australian Survivor is, it's always been super different to US Survivor, but especially the game you played in the new era. I mean, 47 days compared to 26, like the amount of content that it is, these like 12-person tribes versus 6-person tribes, like this, it's just an opposite game, I feel.
Oh, absolutely. And it's like, and it also just like, yeah, it looks different. It sounds different. Like Jeff's not there. Like there's and it's, yeah, it feels like almost, yeah, it's like if you told me like this was some random season from like, maybe like, this is actually season like 21 of US Survivor and I just like missed it, I would be like, oh, okay, I mean, sure.
Whatever.
That kind of, but like it's really, but it's also has so many kind of, I love the like epicness. Like it's really, really cool to watch the way that it's like, man, I'm so jealous watching all these people, these like amazing glow ups of like their home life stuff, like it's really cool and it's fun, and the accents are great, and it seems like it's a really fun cast so far. So I'm really enjoying it. I did have to Google what a kilogram was at one point.
I don't know that I know what that is.
Well, they were carrying 20 kilogram bags.
Oh, kilogram. I thought you said kilogram, which is actually something we'll talk about later in this podcast. A kilogram? No, a kilogram. Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
And I was like, I feel like it looks heavy, but I want to know how much that is. And I was like, 2.2 is involved somewhere. Then I was like, is it 10 pounds? I was like, oh no, it's 40 pounds. So
I literally thought you meant kilogram. No, but I'm glad that you say that because that's what we always have to do as internationals. Every time that you guys go to Ponderosa and you're like, I lost this many pounds, it's like pounds in kgs every time. And yeah, the shoe's on the other foot, and it should be. Like that,
absolutely, yeah, of course. I mean, totally. I feel no way about it. I'm like, oh, I'm the dumb. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna look it up. Like,
yeah, the metric system. That's where it's at. But look, I feel like as well, Sandra being there. This was such a heavy Sandra week, just being so amazing, and that's kind of like a good gateway into the show as well because it's like, well, I know this person. Like this person's like my friend holding my hand through it, and she has so much content. Definitely gonna get your thoughts on Sandra, but like big picture, who are you kind of loving? Like what's standing out to you about the show at this week?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, the Sandra thing, it's just so amazing, and I feel like when it started, I was like, just like hearing about it, I was like, really, like we're like, is it going to be as fun as you think it's going to be? And it's like, yeah, it's even more fun than I thought it was going to be having Sandra, especially with like the last time she played, she was playing against winners who I feel like had a lot of like out of game connections with, so it didn't feel as like magical watching her navigate there, but it's so fun to watch her. So obviously I'm very drawn in by that. And Nina, I'm sure we'll talk about but less of a Nina week this week than the last 3 episodes, but she's absolutely amazing. So it's so fun to watch her get to play. I actually had the pleasure of DMing with her a little bit, and she's just so wonderful. I'm just so excited that she's now like part of this universe. So I'm loving them. Loving Sam and Mark. I was definitely, I listened to the podcast last week. I was high on Mark last week, like you were. And I definitely think we've seen a lot of good gameplay from the two of them. Not necessarily always like perfect, but like I'm definitely emotionally invested in the two of them, I would say. I feel like that they haven't gotten a lot of play, like confessionals or things like that, but I think that Jesse and his brother Jordy,
yes, one of the J's.
I think the two of them are playing really well and are in really good spots. I'm liking them, and just in general, I mean, women are freaking running so much of the season. It's amazing. I mean, obviously Amy had highs and lows, but like Amy is stellar. Like there's just a lot of strong players and especially strong women, which I always love to see.
You're talking to a scientist.
Overall, really fun cast.
I was there to help you.
Yeah, I had a tweet about just like how much the women are running this show. Like between Nina, she got all the cheesy points last week, and Sandra, who did all the blind sides this week. Sam, I think, is playing incredibly well. We'll talk about how Sandra didn't find out that she voted for her, which is completely nuts and insane. Sandra's talking to Sam about how much she hates Dave for voting for her. Crazy stuff. Michelle will talk about is clearly in that mix and we're not getting enough of it. Chrissy is like the comic relief, which often goes to like a guy like that. I mean, again, a softer week for Chrissy, but Water in general didn't have as much blood this week. But yeah, like Chrissy, kind of gets that big character spot. There's just, as you said, like Amy having the highs and the lows. It's great to see women running with the show. I think it's amazing. And talking about that in the edit, so Jay goes home. Jay seems like a nice guy. Loved how he like kissed Sandra on the cheek. I put a tweet out with her favorite reaction. I don't think she was expecting it. Extremely graceful edit. Seemed like a lovely person.
I'm glad you're here.
And he did not get a confessional. So Evie, apologies in advance for spoiling you on like all of Australian Survivor through this podcast. But the context is this is the second time that this has happened when someone has been so purpled that they have gone home without a confessional. What happened to like a young woman a couple of years ago, and like it felt like that's how they edit women off it. And the fact that this was a guy, I mean, I definitely don't condone it. It's like everyone should get a confessional, of course. We should learn their story. But Jay gets sent home. It's like kind of again these like beefy Jays that are less in the mix, other than the twins, which we'll talk about. And Mel is the last remaining person with 0 confessionals. It's actually pretty good for Australian Survivor, but I do feel like that edit balance. Like I think I'm seeing a little bit of a difference in terms of gender.
Yeah, I mean,
How did I know you were going to say that?
I met Eric in climbing glass. I can get us out of here. Something funny you want to share?
This place is fucked. We are so fucked, we don't stand a chance.
You keep that to yourself. I'm gonna get through this, and if you want to, you better try and keep up.
Shit. What?
You're saying
There we
you
go.
think that they're editing women more now in Australian Survivor?
Well, women can get huge edits. The thing with Australian Survivor is that, like, the disparity in general is crazy. And there have been women, like,
You okay?
Tara in 2017, I think it was the most confessional.
Wait a
Like, yeah,
minute.
like, they can get a lot. Haley got a ton. Last
Minute
last
isn't
season,
the
I
case.
just feel like, for me,
Until it does.
so much of a game and edit focus
look
on so
terrible.
many
Gee,
women.
thanks, Rachel.
Compared to,
You
like,
ever think
so
about
many
going
of
into
these kind of
motivational
guys. I
speaking?
think this
She and the
season,
Mars
all the
Seriously,
alphas,
okay?
we kind of got a better
That's gotta
sense of
be about the
individuality.
dumbest question I
But,
have
like, I
ever
still
been asked.
feel strongly from a content perspective that it's kind of, like, female-led and, like, distinctly so.
Give me the
That's just
silent
kind of the
treatment,
impression
huh?
that I get.
Yeah, I totally agree. And again, like, I don't think anyone should get no confessionals. Like, that's
No.
What do you want me to
and
say?
I did feel like I knew Jay to some
Time to
degree.
get
You
our
know what I
minds
mean?
off
Yeah.
this place.
Like, especially he had those moments where he kind of monologued a little bit to everyone about his feelings of seeing
Okay.
Alex hurt and stuff. So at least there's like a little
So why'd
bit.
you become a
It
physicist?
wasn't like, who is that guy?
I mean, you don't.
But
I
yeah,
don't
that's
look
just
the
not
type.
great in general. But I
Well,
definitely,
you
I
don't.
feel like I feel
should I
powerful
be
woman
wearing
energy
nerd clothes?
coming off the screen. And you had, you know, Brianna
That's
and
not what
like
I
Shay
meant.
had a bunch of confessionals early on
You
and
just
stuff.
don't
So
strike me as
you know,
one.
that's always great to see. And you know,
Silence
I
was
feel
the
like
furthest thing
you know,
from
you
what
can't
everybody
always
thought
really
I'd do.
comment on the edit really until the
Something
end of
just
the
for me.
season anyway, until we know the whole story.
will
Like, if
something
you look
about
at,
that.
you know, my season
You do?
41, you had a lot of non-men content in the confessionals, you know, like Shan,
not easy
obviously,
being queen
and
bitch.
me and Tiff
You think I
had a
got where
lot
I am
of
with a soft word and a
confessionals
warm
and things
smile?
like that. But then Erica, the freaking winner, like, had so little
And
for
here's
so
me
many
thinking
episodes.
you
So,
Langley types
you know,
grew up on Easy Street.
you got to tell
Easy Street?
the story.
I had to
So
graft
I don't know.
together.
Well, it's a
You think it
little too soon to
bothers
say,
me
but
what people
it
call me?
hasn't felt.
I wear that
the
shit like
really
a
notable
badge
thing
of
for me is the
fucking honor.
twins. Like, I feel like we've
They
gotten
have
like
no
more
idea of the
things
shithill
from them.
I've climbed just to
So
get
a
to where
bit
I
more
am right
Michelle,
now.
at least this week. But
Yeah?
yeah.
And where is
We'll
that
have to see.
exactly?
Mel had a really fun, like, sideways glance at the camera after
Looks like
speaking
another
to Khan,
shithill if I'm
and she
to be
was like,
honest
I'm
with
gonna make my
myself.
own confessional right now. It's wordless, but I'm looking at the camera like, I see you. Do you see me?
You and
So
I,
I think that, yeah, the twins,
we're not so
Mel's the
different.
most hard done by with zero
We're
confessionals,
both
and
doing what
Jay to
needed
go
to be
home
done to get to where we
with
wanted
zero.
to
But I
be.
do agree. I feel like we knew him.
No
Again,
shame in
you
that.
know the pair, so you know Alex,
No
you know that
shame.
he's like so loosely connected to Jay, and that it's now, you know, his now ex-boyfriend, but I guess they're like technically a pair, and we get those match chats. So I do feel like we get the content in that. Mike did say in the pre-season podcast that he thought that Jay would be the most purple, so absolutely a big take on that for Mike. But I did, you know, really enjoy this week. It was a lot of content to get all basically one food. It was unfortunate with the
What did that
medevac.
thing do to you?
But like, how did you feel about? Just I guess you know, compared to week one, I probably enjoyed it more.
Yeah, I mean, week one was also super fun.
It's
I
okay.
thought it was really
I'm here.
fun. It's been fun to see these because did Blood go to tribal in the first?
Yeah.
They
sent home Kate.
the
Yeah.
Juicy Dave
I'll
tribal,
leave you.
right?
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah,
tell
so
me.
I feel like the game
did
like
that thing
emerged.
do
I
to
mean,
you?
it's a little frustrating because I feel like week one we got to know a lot of fun dynamics on water, and then we like didn't really get to see them much.
There's
We
medication
got a
up
lot
there.
from Blood,
It may
but I
help
feel
you,
like
but we
I
need to
really
move
enjoyed
now.
both of them. You know, like and people are here to play, and I'm just so surprised and excited at how much Sandra is getting to. It was really my takeover from this week because I really like felt like, okay,
Give me your hand.
you know, what can you do but hide? But it's like she can't hide no matter what. She's the two-time winner, and people aren't gonna forget that. So she has to play, and she's playing. And
We're on the wrong
so yeah,
side
I mean,
of the
I had
chasm.
a ton of fun with it. I think
We'll never make it.
I in general love Blood versus Water, so I definitely agree with you that the
Don't quit on me now.
I mean, I never having seen a non-elimination tribal, which I think is something that happens.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
We have to swing over.
It's
So
like,
that was
welcome to Australian Survivor.
That rope
Right,
me
that was
home.
definitely weird, but also like if it's fun, and it feels like it's much more fun because of the loved ones element than it would be
Do you
otherwise.
really believe those medicines will help me?
Yeah, I thought it was a really fun week of Survivor, honestly, and I was like sweating and excited and.
Keep it together, Chris.
One general
Almost
thing
there.
about like Australia, I feel like the
You didn't
editing,
answer
like I
my
feel like
question.
U.S. Survivor
Where
has
I
gone
see it?
so hard on like
It's your only hope.
that every tribal needs to be like
We
a
can do
huge
this.
surprise to the audience, you know, that they like almost don't set up always like the explanation of what is happening, and I feel like this, like the editing I've seen so far in this season has been very much like I'm always like stressed and unsure at tribal, but I also like feel like I understand what probably will happen in a way that I enjoy more personally. So yeah, that's been nice.
I think that we should understand parts of it because it's 70 minutes long. Every night it is. It's a lot of content to watch multiple times. But I think that what you're seeing with Australian Survivor is it's not subtle at all. So like bringing up like Erica, for example, I mean, I feel like that was an anomaly for US Survivor in and of itself, but like even more so with Australian Survivor that will like really push out these winner edits to you and like not be subtle about it. But I wonder like how much Sandra is interacting with that because she's like such a main character. She absolutely deserves to be because it's like good
We need to
content.
get you to the
She's
temple.
such a pool. She's super funny. She is running the game. We kind of have to have that, but does that mean that someone who will emerge possibly later, if Sandra's not long to the game, or I mean, hopefully she is, but like, if she's not going to win, will someone emerge as a winner that didn't need to be like front and center at the beginning? I think that could be a bit of a difference to previous seasons. But I enjoyed in this week for Blood, like we got to see the dynamics. Like last week for both tribes, I said it was like pretty homogenous, but like we knew who were the people on the bottom basically, and kind of who was a little central.
Yeah, I'll be honest, like, I'm just kind of bored of this game. I really don't care.
We just divided up once and then twice, like split into these voting blocks, and like that's the strategy I love. Where I'm like, okay, here's what everyone's doing. I know how they connected to each other. I really enjoyed that about the week. But you mentioned Norlim.
As long as they keep the party to
I should have
themselves,
warned you.
I'm happy.
This is what to do.
Nothing on the camera shit show.
Commercially, we have to have non-Olymps
Eyes
because they
alive.
refuse to make it more people, and they're just too few people for the amount of episodes that they're ordered to. And be like, this is what to do. Commercially, we have to have non-Olymps because they refuse to make it more people, and they're just too few people for the amount of episodes that they're ordered to. And be like, you need to know about Australian TV. It's a lot. It's not just Australian Survivor. Like Australian Survivor is like the least. It's going up against shows that are on like 5 times a week for hours and hours and hours. It's like it's a really hard way to create like this game show content.
That is what, and like you said, I'm watching literally Celebrity Big Brother now. It's like these shows are just on all the time. What am I gonna do when US Survivor's back? And it's like, wait, there's one episode a week? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, but it's the way that it's packaged is that they assume people are missing an episode here and there because like who can sit every night like I do watch records over and over again, and like that's why they have to have these like repetitive confessionals and like keep driving home with the dynamics are so that people like, oh, you weren't making dinner, like here's what you missed.
They knew whatever
So
was
that's the way
going
that the content is done.
special.
Yeah, it's so different, but it's commercially necessary. But it kind of started the ball rolling where they have to have these non-Olymps and they have to have twists, and then it became not about the non-Olymps and there was twists for the sake of it. It didn't even kind of save an episode. And I'm going to say something I never thought that I would say. All of the twists this season so far have been fun. Pretty much there. I have no complaints. Like, which is a great thing.
Wow.
Yeah. I think maybe that's why I'm enjoying it so much. Like, the cast is pretty good, but I think the Blood vs. Water theme and those, like, inter-tribe dynamics, I'm loving that aspect. And I love that all the twists are fine. Like, I will say this right now, that the way that this non-Olymp was done was my absolutely favorite way that they've ever done it.
What are some of the other like options?
So they often do this where that's like with the original non-Olymp where, you know, 2 tribes are there either like watching or they both go to tribal council and they just vote someone off to the other tribe, or like they kidnap, there's their mutiny. There's been a lot of like tribe swap or individual tribe swap mechanisms instead of a vote. But that's usually very, very unfair and has ruined a ton of really great games because what happens is you'll vote someone and they'll go to the other tribe. So they go to the other tribe, happened last season, happened famously in 2017, like Tara, for example. She goes to the other tribe of the opponents of everyone who just voted that person out. And they're all like, oh, we hate them too. And she's like, no, I hate them the most. And they're like, well, tell us everything about them. And she's like, well, here's why they're the worst. And then those tribes swap, and the mastermind of that vote, who doesn't deserve to be, you know, punished for pulling off a good vote, especially if there was no way to know, which we'll talk about here, there was, but like, especially if there's no way to know that that wasn't going to be an actual elimination, that person gets voted out for that reason. And I just thought this has been balanced so well by the blood versus water theme, because instead of sending
Did I already do
them
this?
off to your enemies,
I
and like
probably
the enemy
did.
of my enemy is my friend,
Oh,
they get
maybe I
welcomed in
didn't.
with open arms, like they're now in a
I don't
much better
remember.
position than you are. That's not fair. Whereas Sophie gets sent to their loved ones. And as Sam well said on the mat, was like, well, if there's a majority of us who voted you out, there's a majority of them who, like, the obvious plan is to be like, hey, can you finish the job? So, like, these really central loved ones where it was just like Sandra to Nina, or Sam to Mark, or Jesse to Geordie, like, there's a lot of, you know, like Amy to Khan, like, all the people that were involved are pretty central. And it's like, well, finish the job. And she comes in with a much harder road. And I don't think she managed super well, but it still was a much harder road. And like she gets a lifeline, but it's not like she's home on that. So I just thought the way that the blood versus water theme balanced that was the best I've ever seen it. And then she comes on, and there's this like new dynamic with KJ. She's a very emotional player, clearly, so she carries that entertainment well. I was just like, every part of this, no complaints from me, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Like, you know, obviously I've never seen it play out that other way with Alpha Loved Ones, but I think it was perfect that it ended up that, you know, she was voted out. She is still in the game, but she is in a bad position, which she should be.
Yeah, exactly.
Voted out. Like, you know, like it should be a hard road to come back from literally getting voted out. Yeah, and I'm sure we can talk more in depth about, you know, how she goes about doing that. But yeah, I thought that was very fun. And, you know, all the fun signaling that we got, obviously.
Oh my God.
Sandra.
Evie, I just want to say, like, it's my favorite thing that's ever happened. Like, the Queen of Survivor, there are people who love Survivor who aren't watching this, and the Queen of Survivor stands on the mat, and it's like, oh, but we need to tell our loved ones how we're going to do this. She looks at Nina, and she makes her throat motion. Like, she's like an actual mob boss. It's so freaking good. I can't, like, it was worth it all for that moment for me.
So good. No, I loved it. And yeah, Twist Rise, I mean, there's a really large number of idols, but like, you know, that is what it is. And so far I feel like that's been affecting the gameplay in mostly fun ways, mostly because everyone knows about all the idols, right? Is there a single secret idol? No.
Yeah.
Right.
No, not for a while, no, you're right.
So I think that's always fun when the advantages are kind of, you know, not so secret. And then the, what's it called? The super idol then just immediately was counteracted. Like, there is no super idol. So yeah, all in all, I think really fun setup. Nothing to be too mad at.
Yeah, it was so weird this week because I'm like, what is this feeling inside me? And then I was like, oh, I'm not angry at all. What is going on? Like, I usually have to devote some energy to being angry about like some decision, but I thought it was great. And another good part of it was that, again, like, this is a little bit of experience Survivor 101, but if they say the tribe will be watching a tribal council, I know it might make more sense
Mary's condition worse.
but that means something will go weird. Like, it's never happened that they've been like, they're just gonna watch you. Okay, bye-bye now. You've gone home. They watch you go home. Like, no. Like, something's happening where, you know, like maybe the other tribe, like, they voted people out before, and then the other tribe has to vote themselves on whether they'll save you or send you home. There's always some sort of mechanism.
Lit up when she asked
I know
whether Mary
that
could
there was
sense
a lot
them
on Twitter
now.
about like, how could they not know?
Gripped
And
by
they
delirium,
much bigger move in sending
my
out
wife
Sophie, like,
lashed
no,
out,
you do the
clawing at Bradshaw's chest.
But
Lady Bradshaw
I'm sure they
withdrew.
knew. Sam even has
I
a line
was,
talking to Jesse
after a
where she's
while,
like, well, what if we do this?
able to calm my
Days?
wife.
Could be about an idol, could be about shenanigans. I'm pretty sure it's about the twist from a former player. I would be shocked. I genuinely can't even accept the thought process that they didn't know that this would be a twist. I think that they made the decision within that, and of course we'll talk about their logic and whether we agree, but there's no way they didn't know, and that again to me is really, really key to this, because making a decision when you don't have all the information is one of my pet peeves, and then the anger would have been rising. But the fact that they can, like, that now at this point is like such a reasonable precedent that it's not even unfair. Even that
Is this Find the Radio? Is this the radio?
If you don't know at this point
Oh, there.
that
No.
shenanigans abound because the other tribe is there, like, that is pretty much on you and your lack of research or like lack of understanding as the thing that's been there for 6 years at this point. Like, it's completely a reasonable precedent. So just
I think it was sabotage.
I can't believe they did it. Like, we've been trying to think of them. It doesn't require the fee, but we've been like brainstorming how to know them for years. Like,
It's safer inside.
Just no complaints. I don't know what's happening to me.
I'm so happy for you that you get to be so happy.
I know, I don't understand it.
Join me. This is the feeling that I've been having.
Sergeant.
I'm literally watching the shows and I'm not on them, and so it's just fun. So join me. We don't have to be mad about stuff. We can just watch it and have fun.
bizarre. It's just a bizarre
Those things
feeling,
that
but
kill you,
yeah, a
Sergeant.
lot of fun stuff. I'm even enjoying
Yeah,
some like they bring
smoking is the
Shay
biggest
over,
threat to
then
my
they
life
have
right
like
now.
the summit, all of that like inter-tribe mingling. I find just
Fuck
very
all of it,
enjoyable. Kind of like the difference in strategy of like Shay coming over, but then like using that really
It's good.
socially, and Sam saying that
It's
she
not
kind
bad.
of wants to not focus on her relationship with Mark at that point. Like there was a fun duality in that I thought made sense. Just like giving the players that decision, just with those cross-tribe dynamics. Like it takes more balance. What is happening?
Totally, and just
It's
like
just a ghost
for
signal.
Blood versus
Even
Water
without a
in general,
transmitter,
I mean,
radio
it's
picks
just
up a faint signal.
Survivor.
It's just
You know,
ghosts.
obviously the strategy is very interesting,
So
and
fix
like
that
I think that's
transmitter.
what keeps
If
people
we can
around. But
establish a
also
signal and
the
contact
human
CENTCOM,
drama is
then
really
we're one
the
step
core,
closer to
you know,
home.
and the strategy swirls
I'll
around
know,
that.
man.
And
I'm no
what I
technician.
love
If
about Blood
Merwin was
versus
here,
Water is
though,
you have
he
built
could
in
fix it.
emotional
No shit.
stakes. You know, like you
Brace
care
yourself.
about, like, you know, often in a non-Blood versus Water season, you have someone say, you know, something sweet about their loved one, you know, like, oh, I just miss my husband, you know, whatever it is. But like, their husband is there. We know them. I'm also rooting for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just such a fun element that just, for me, as someone that I definitely get like emotionally drawn into people when I watch these shows. Like, it's really working for me. It typically works in Blood versus Water, but I feel like this is almost more so, and maybe it's because, like, I know you've talked about last week, like the couple, like almost all the people left in the game are pairs.
Yeah.
Literally everyone except for Juicy Dave. And so it's so much more like the emotional weight is it's high. I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's really interesting to watch the themes develop in unique ways. For example, this week was the first time we ever saw two loved ones have an idol, even at the same time, you know, but like at any point. In Khan and Amy, I thought that was like this really fun. Again, like I love like the culture and the little kind of things you pick up on. You're like, oh, Khan had that pole idol and he handed it to Shay, and now his sister finds it on the other tribe. Like that fun duality that you can find. And in the voting confessionals, because there was like an extended voting confessional scene on Templay, multiple people called out that they really wanted to flush Amy's idol, particularly because also Khan has one on the other side, and that's just very dangerous. So just like watching that develop is really interesting to me.
Wow. So how does everyone know? Because of when the two tribes were together?
Yeah, I mean, well, firstly, Juicy Dave could say because they got it together.
True.
And then they've had the summit, so there's just like so much information just going across the tribe. And then, yeah, super interesting. And then there's the fact that, you know, 3 pairs and Sophie, but one was voted for when Juicy Dave, Brianna, and then 2 of them. So there's the 3 pairs in that. It's just like so consolidated, which is so different to the way that we saw it happen in US Survivor. And Jay said in an exit interview on 10 Play that like he really felt that vibe out there. He felt like when Alex got Maybach for.
Get that transmitter working now! I need more time!
Yeah, so when Alex left, he felt that made him vulnerable because people were seen as less valuable.
Colonel, get back inside the temple.
Yeah, their connections on the
staying
other side,
here.
and if you couldn't bring
I
that,
need
like,
you on the
double
cameras in
connection,
case we
you
get
kind of
flanked.
been
Got
left
this.
to the
Lieutenant,
alliance. So
I said I got
like,
this.
seemingly
Go!
not just a coincidence, like this very active thing. So I just find it fascinating that the development of the team.
Yeah, it's so funny because I feel like it's literally been the opposite in US Survivor, where
Yeah.
you know, if you have a loved one, you're a big threat because you have a loved one. You know, and maybe it's really just like these are always going to come down to like singles versus couples, and the couples have been able to maintain such control in this game that snowballs. You know, for like I was talking to my friend about this, and she pointed out, you know, that has been a thing, like the couples versus the singles in the previous Blood versus Water, but I don't think the couples have ever had this much like overwhelming power. You know what I mean? Like it's really interesting.
Well, it makes sense, and I doubt that there's precedent by anyone doing it. It probably is that like kind of connection lack that you have when your partner goes. But like, what happened on the other Blood versus Water is that when we lost people were emotionally freed up, which is kind of like, you know, having your partner there is obviously a good benefit. But like, there's another benefit that the individuals have, and they all teamed up together, and like Natalie really worked with that kind of freedom to do what you wanted without like having the partner thing weighing her down. And Tyson did connect with people who lost their loved ones from the pre-merge, Monica and Jervis, and like now that opportunity has not been given to people because there's no one
We're gonna get rid of this clown.
So I don't think that that's purposeful. But if you are in a pair, which everyone is, like it does make sense to everyone, like not to allow that to happen.
Right. I mean, and then you have like the one person didn't have a love, like Juicy Dave
Am I supposed
has
to?
Kate, who also doesn't have her
Oh
loved
fuck!
one. And he's
What?
like,
I didn't even see the thing.
doesn't have a loved one.
Fuck! I'm getting tired. That's so sad.
This might have been a very different
I don't know what it is. It's like whenever I play a game, I just get tired at this point. Like unless I'm streaming, pretty much.
The chaos that him and Brianna
Flank him!
provided, I'm honestly sad we didn't get that. I don't know. The whole round again was basically one because Brianna failed the transfer of the dream. It's not the dream. It's not the transfer of the dream. I think it's the transfer of the chaos. That's what I feel like that's now how I feel. Like I think Brianna's there maybe he would be a regular guy. But without Brianna there, like
I don't have a clear shot. Stay still. I'm going with this.
Did you know that the original expression
Push forward into the temple. Move.
Okay, so in the original, I did some googling. There's conflicting things, but one really old usage of the water is bigger than water, like your blood on there.
Put your shoulder into it.
Battlefield is bigger than your water, meaning the water of the womb.
Yeah.
So
You got it. He
basically
says
was
he'll stay
like
back.
blood meant
Shit's about to
friends
get
and
real
water
in here.
meant family. I think that makes no sense. Like,
Rachel?
I understand why it
Rachel?
changed because this one is what you're connected by blood, like that is literally family, and water is not that. So yeah, blood is for a lot of people, I'm sure that's true. There's definitely people in my life, friends that I've gone through things with that I like. It depends on your relationship with your family. So maybe if you had
those things
maybe
take
if you
you.
don't have battlefield blood, that your water is like okay,
Where's
we're
Eric?
lost it. I needed to put this out there. Look, said water is fake. I don't know why everything sounds so gross. Like,
I guess I'll pay attention to this.
I'm so sorry.
You followed climbing protocol. You had no other choice but to cut the rope. We don't need to discuss it.
We both would have died. You have to understand that.
We good?
Tim, isn't it? I understand you're not the brightest, Nick, but even you must know what I'm talking about. You've been fucking him, haven't you?
That's the best you got?
Stop it!
I know it's him, Rach. I know.
You better step off before I start swinging. Colonel or no colonel?
Don't, Nick. I tried waiting, Eric. I really did. I'm sorry.
Always loyal.
Always loyal, huh? You weren't so loyal when you cut the rope.
What the fuck is happening to her?
She's infected!
She's turning into one of those things. Why'd you bring her here?
She needs our help!
She's beyond help. She shouldn't be here.
Agreed. We got it.
Wait! You answer to my orders.
It's too late, Rach. She can't be saved.
You can't possibly know that.
You heard the man. Now step aside.
What the hell, Eric? Whose side are you on?
This is not about sides. If we're gonna survive this, you need to start thinking like a Marine.
Hold her.
Let go of me!
can't murder the dead. If you saw what happened to Joey, you'd understand. Fucking around. Get your shit together. All right, fall back to the main temple.
We can't lose the generator. We're blind without it.
I need help. Can't let any of those things through. They're inside already. Can't let any more in. Don't care what their invite says.
Hold the gate. I'll get the generator running. Fuck, that's all we need. Is this place mined?
Won't mind enough.
Fuck. There really is no time left. Stop.
These things really have a hard on for getting in here. We need that generator running now, or we're all screwed. These fuckers won't in. It's not gonna hold. This is our house, our rules. Is that all you pussies got? Ah, shit. They're coming through. Fucking things are worse than sewer rats.
Fuck. I should have not paying
You gotta
attention.
be messing with me.
I think now's about the time we bug out. Any objections?
They're breaking through the perimeter.
You got any bright ideas? Now's the time.
Come on. There's gotta be something. Wait. Yes. Okay, we can make for the catacombs. We need to go down.
Town? In case you missed it, that ain't the way out. It's either that or we die where we stand. Everyone move to the east gate.
Go, get to the gate. This wasn't one of your better ideas, Reach. Now we're talking.
blast must have cut us off. We should keep moving. ارمي سلاحك بالانجليزي.
Hello again. My friend is not happy.
Yeah, I can see that.
What happened up there?
ما تحركوش.
Your friend's a little too jumpy for my liking. It's making me nervous. Lowering your weapon might help alleviate some of the tension.
اديله رصاصة في دماغه لو ما سمعش الكلام.
هتكون فكرة وحشة.
انت مش في مكان تحدثي. Make a move. I fucking dare you.
I feel like our uniforms are getting in the way of what could be a beautiful relationship.
تبقاش اهبل.
Shut up!
I say we drill these sorry-looking motherfuckers. What do you think, Colonel?
هما بيقولوا ايه؟
Make the call, Colonel.
Tie them up. They show resistance, shoot them.
Drop your weapons.
Probably should have done that.
Okay. All right. It's them. We must get this door open. Why are you standing there? Help!
Don't even think about it.
Fuck, Jason! The enemy of our enemy is our friend! Move! Come on, man!
Damn it! Help them! I'll cover the corridor.
Shit. Move!
This looks like the worst place in the goddamn world.
Is that the guy from the game? Oh, actually, no. Fuck. Oh, what the fuck? Oh. I fucked that up, didn't I? Who's down? Potential timer, since running really close. Wait, what? I don't know if he's dying. He doesn't know this one. Monster. Cool. Pop. You know what? Actually, let's just pause here. Because like I know I'm doing another episode, so we'll do one more. But no, thanks for watching.